Hi guys, Nazir with the final projects for Java 2 14.10. For this week we had to create 4 different apps that demonstrate the navigations in Android. For the first one, we needed to include action items in the action bar along with a long press for contextual action bar. So I just choose my contacts app from last week and I already had the ad in the action bar, so that wasn't hard. But then if I click add, here I have the same stuff. I can enter all this item. Then I have an overflow menu here with a reset button. If I click it, it'll reset the page. I can add the information again, and then if I click save, it'll take me to the main page with the item right there. Now I made sure that if I go to view the contact, the save and the overflow menu aren't there anymore. So I can go back, and now if I long press the item, I get a delete. Click delete, it deletes it right away and it removes the contextual action bar. Alright, so for the code, only small bits of stuff added here. So to my master fragment, the one that manages the list in the main page, I added a long click listener to my list view in my on activity created. And so from here I start in action mode. Now this takes me to this code right here, which is pretty standard per the video. And then I pointed to the delete contact method that I created to handle the deletion of that file and then updating the list to reflect the changes. For my detailed activities, under the onCreate option menu, I check if I'm in edit mode. If I am, then I display the save and the reset and the overflow, and then I handle their presses accordingly. So for my case study number 1, the literally, I decided to go with the spinner navigation. So here if I tap up here, I get the list of the 6 teams. If I tap on any of them, it repopulates the list with the 9 players, and I can do this for a couple of them. And this was actually very simple to accomplish. I just included a couple of arrays in my values, and I used these arrays to populate the names of the fields in the drop down of the spinner, and then also populate the list view based on the item selected in the spinner. For case study number 2, I actually did start on the weather app, but I just didn't have time to finish it. I have the code set up to accept the API input, and I'm getting all the data. I just didn't have time to actually put it on the screen. So this is incomplete. But for this case study, I decided to go with a tapped navigation, just because there's 3 main functionalities. The weather right now, hourly, and weekly. And so a tabbed navigation would fit this application better. And then for case study number 3, the news application, I decided to go with a drawer because it had more than 3 main functionalities. So over here, this is my main featured page, which shows the featured article, which is a scroll view also. I can tap here and then I can go to my recent, which is just a list view of all the recent news out there. And then I can also tap it one more time to go to the breaking news, which displays a grid of images along with a text overlay of all the breaking news out there. And if I tap one more time, I can go to setting, and here I can change it to accept data over cellular or not. So if I click off, then it would not accept data over cellular and only over Wi-Fi. And so this is the code for case study number 3. I had to create 4 different fragments for each of the view. So for the code, it was pretty simple, just reading it to find out where the items are being triggered, updating that code to accept my input for that specific position, and then forward that to that fragment that handles displaying the data, since it's all static. For my settings, I did have a preference fragment, and for my recent fragments, I did have a list fragment, so it'll be easier for me to display them on a list view. That is pretty much it for all these 4 apps. It's been a great month. I'll see you guys later.